One thing that excites me really in ICT4AG is the potential for the private sector. I've seen so many young startups come up with innovative solutions to solve these binding constraints that hold down productivity for farmers, especially smallholder farmers.
Interactivity part of the work that we do is really something that's exciting to me in the sense that with voice and now increasingly with other mobile technologies, we're getting to really bring in a lot of voices to the conversation. And when we're talking about reaching out to farmers, we get to hear from farmers, get to hear their innovations and get to share those amongst the group.
It's very exciting to work with crops and with goods that private sector is very concerned to make sure that they are compliant with and that they understand the practices that are necessary in order to be able to have sustainable goals with their product.
ICT's technology can come along and create efficiencies. It can create markets for them. It can connect people without going over those terrible roads. I mean, it's just a real, it's a resource, and it's a new resource, and it's an exciting resource for people.
To empower community level workers to provide a lot of information at the household levels that really can make a difference, but requires a lot of coordination, a lot of common challenges. But I think it's something that as donors, as funders, as implementing partners come together, we can really make a much deeper push than if we're just trying to go stand alone.
What gets me most excited is the way in which communities respond to radio and to the radio stations, how it really impacts people's lives, and how they're able to increase their livelihood because of something they heard on the radio.
The sensors have a tremendous potential to give us better data for decision making. So if you can understand sort of what is the weather system, what is satellite data telling you, what are ground sensors telling you, it helps not only smallholder farmers make better decisions, it helps extension workers make better decisions, it helps ag input dealers make better decisions, and ultimately this leads to better crop yields and also cost savings.
So what I get most excited about is if we are deliberate in connecting the dots. And when we look at bringing a mobile agricultural extension information service to a community and couple that with weather agronomics, couple that with real-time mobile data collection, build in the digital financial services so they can transact, and tie those pieces together, that's where I think we're going to see huge change, and we're going to see greater yields and economic growth on the part of smallholder farmers.
Finding out more how ICT can support ag. We're hearing more and more that some of the assumptions that we had previously might not be true. For example, we think that if we send a lot of farmers information about prices via text message, in some countries that might be really beneficial. In other places, maybe a different approach works better depending on how people use their phones.
I'm most excited, I think, about where the private sector in the countries we work in is getting more and more serious about providing viable services to the ag sector, to smallholder farmers, to agribusiness, etc.
I think it's just really the opportunity to create jobs. There's so much that can be done to utilize technology to solve many of the problems in agriculture, and we have a young, large, growing population, and so this is a way for them to become financially independent, because not only can they access opportunities through employers, they can actually become entrepreneurs and start to utilize technology to create solutions for farmers, for rural people, for commerce, for agribusinesses. I mean, there's so much potential for them to be able to access within this space.